part of the problems with this digital age and you know, like you're saying, the new paradigm for marketers that they should look for elements of surprise, which is more important than consistency and so on, is measurement. Are they over measuring everything that is created? All creativity, are they over measuring creativity? And is that right, wrong? How would you react to that?
Here's what I think. I think that you cannot trust what people say because they won't necessarily tell you the truth. And that's why I think we never use focus groups because I think, you know, if you look at, I think probably to me, the ultimate demise of measuring what people say was the last election in the US. Everybody said, I'm not going to vote for Trump, and they voted for him. Right. The same thing in the UK with Brexit. Nobody thought Brexit would pass. Nobody thought it would.
Not even Martin Sorrell. Well, he got a bad, that was a bad pun.
Well, I mean,
both bad puns.
It's, you know, because people don't say what they really mean or what they really think. They say what they think will make them look good, you know. So you can't trust what people say, but you can trust what people do. And that's why when Cambridge Analytica got a hold of all of that data from Facebook, they had something that was magic because they actually saw what people did. Not what they said they were going to do, but what they actually did. And that's hugely valuable. So I think that there are new technologies available now in order to measure the impact of creative based on what people actually do rather than what they say. And that's kind of the stuff that we're employing now. I mean, there are algorithms that exist now that allow you to test a creative idea very fast, very inexpensively, and get instant feedback about what people actually do. Right. And I think that's going to be more and more important. But I think that in terms of trying to measure creative itself in the process, that's impossible to do. No matter how much big data you have, big data can't create. That's an art. If big data could create, every songwriter would be John Lennon. Right. Because they'd all know how to do it. Right. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that answer is clear enough.
But why Lennon and not McCartney? I mean, what?
It's personal preference. Right. I happen to think he was a better writer. But it, you know, it is. I think there are new ways, like I said, to measure what people are actually going to do, and I think that advertisers will learn to use those, you know, as opposed to focus groups. You know, if you focus group creative, if you ask enough people what kind of ice cream they want, you'll always end up with vanilla. So,
right. Now tell me, I'm hearing you now. Do your clients agree with you when it comes to measurement, pre and post? Because you're talking a lot more effectiveness as opposed to testing the idea. You know, so do your clients agree with you? Your big clients.
I think our clients need to be educated just like we did. You know, clients are, you know, they're comfortable. Everybody is comfortable with what they've done. It's hard to get comfortable with doing something new. So I think you need to prove it to them. First of all, I think you need to be right. And secondly, I think you need to be able to demonstrate it to them. You know, the whole point is to make it no longer a matter of opinion. It's no longer you're sitting across the table saying, I like this, you don't like this. It's a matter of saying, does it work? And if you can, I think if you can convince them, we can measure whether it works or not. Here are the numbers. Yeah, then they'll buy it. You know, and a lot of this technology is in early stages. I'm not positive it's proven yet. It's as far as I'm concerned, I believe it works because I've seen it work. But learning a new process is always hard.
Chuck, tell me, you know, given your sort of immersion into technology as well as the creative part of the business, your interaction with clients, what are the clients' biggest concerns today? Because they have concerns, you know, pushed by the stock market. They've got quarterly reporting. It's nice to hear to say they shouldn't think long term, they need to think shorter term. That's not something the stock market is comfortable with.
Well, I mean, the stock market, you know, basically the stock market, as far as I can tell, most publicly traded companies, right now, they're operating from quarter to quarter. Right. You know, they want to have a good quarter. So I think that it's sort of the opposite of the traditional Japanese way of doing things, which you think in
25 years,
generations,
right.
Now they think in quarters. So I think moving fast is something a lot of clients are going to embrace, and they are embracing it, I don't want to wait 6 months to see your campaign plan. I don't want to see a plan for an entire year rollout of a campaign. I want to see something now and find out if it works. One thing we've always believed in is working fast, doing a lot of different work, and then following the winners, run stuff and see which one seems to. A long, long time ago, we did a website, which was for Burger King. It was called the Subservient Chicken.
Of course, fantastic
and,
website.
We threw it up. We had no idea what would happen. We had no idea. People loved it. So that became a very fundamental part of their marketing for a while. We did the same thing for Mini Cooper. We built a site for Mini Cooper that we thought was the most brilliant, interesting website idea ever. Nobody came. So we're like, okay, you have to put it out there and see what happens and then follow winners. I think that's a process or a path that more and more clients are going to be interested in. I hope so.
Now, Chuck, from what I hear, both in the Subservient Chicken example as well as the Mini Cooper example, it requires a very high degree of trust between agency and client. How important is trust in this business? Is it more important today than it was 20 years ago?
I don't know if it's more important today. It's always important, and in my experience, the way you gain the trust of a client is you have a big winner. Once you have a big, when we did that thing for Burger King, they didn't care about it. They're like, just make us TV commercials. So we produced it ourselves. We paid the money to make that, and then it got 400 million hits, and they said, we want more of that. So, trust comes from success, I think. But I don't know that trust is more important now. I think probably proof is more important now, but it's so much easier and less expensive to get real effectiveness data now than it used to be because technology has made it possible. So I think that it's rather than saying, trust me, we think this is right, I think it's going to be more effective to go and say, we did this and we did this and we did this and here's how they did.
Right. Okay, finally, I'll come to the last question, which is awards. It's becoming more and more expensive to take part. One of the problems network agencies are complaining about is there's too much money that they have to put aside for the awards. Having said that, awards sort of ties up with what you said. It's proof. We won this, we won this, we won this, we won this. And a bit of a conundrum there, isn't it?
Yeah,
you're one of the most awarded creative agency of the decade, I think, once you got that.
Yes. I like awards because I believe awards are the way that little unknown agencies get. That's how we got known. We won a bunch of stuff at Cant and the phone started ringing.
Right.
So I think it's a good way for talented people and for unknown but really capable agencies to get known. And so I believe in well-judged award shows. The other thing I like about well-judged award shows is that scale doesn't matter. Two people sitting in a Starbucks doing ads have just as good a chance as the biggest agency in the world, and I like that.
Right.
Having said all that, Cannes has gotten crazily expensive.
Right.
So, I think what's really going to happen, I have been to Cannes a lot of times, and I've spoken there a lot of times, but I think what I see happening is people are going to start peeling off from that big, gigantic, really expensive award show and find other award venues that will gain respect as we go along. So I think that I think awards will continue to be important in terms of getting people known, hiring people because people want to go where they win awards, but I'm not sure it'll be Cannes.
Right.
I think that there'll be other shows that will gain in importance.
How important are awards to the marketer? Should the marketers care? Because that's, again, one of the problems we've had with advertising awards. It's been a lovely party for the creative fraternity, but not for the marketer.
Well, I think, now marketers love to go to Cannes because everybody loves
to go to the South of France. Is it loving to go to Cannes or loving the recognition? Which one is it?
Well, they like to go to the South of France.
Yeah.
But here's what I think. In my experience, we have certain clients who value awards and they think it's a validation.
Can you name them?
Well, I think that You know, Burger King certainly love to win awards.
Ford was here.
Huh?
Machado was here at Melt this year.
Well, and they liked, and Domino's has been our client forever. They love to win awards. They're very happy when they win awards. Kraft is very happy when they win awards. We have had other clients who don't care at all. And, you know, we have had some clients who maybe have a little bit of a negative view. When we had IKEA, you know, IKEA was like, we don't care about awards, and actually we're kind of negative about awards. So I think it depends on the client.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for talking to us, and hope to see you
We're done?
back in India soon. Yes, we're
I
done.
wish I would have said more funny things.
And that was an insightful conversation with Chuck Porter, and here are the key takeaways from the interview, or what we call the Melt cheat sheet. And that's a wrap on this edition of Melt. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Our handle is Ready to Melt. And next week, we'll be chatting with John Seifert.
Most of our clients are struggling to find growth.